When working with the classes in the .NET Framework, you will have noticed that some methods are able to accept more than one set of arguments. These are known as overloads. In this lesson, you'll create your own overloaded method that is capable of accepting different arguments and running different code. To begin, open the Textland solution from your sample files folder. Note that it's important to open it using the textland.sln file and not the textland.csproj file, as you need the entire solution for this lesson. Now open encryptionfunctions.cs from the Encryption Library project. You're going to add an overload for the encryptString method. At the moment, the encryptString method requires 3 arguments: a string to encrypt, an encryption key, and an initialization vector. You're going to add an overload to enable the encryptString method to work without an encryption key or initialization vector. First, copy the entire encryptString method. Now paste a copy of it just below the existing encryptString method. And remove the encryption key and initialization vector arguments from the new copy of the encryptString method. You've just created an overload for the encryptString method. You did this by simply creating another method with the same name, but only one argument. Note that you cannot create an overload that has exactly the same arguments as the method you're overloading, as there would be no way for C# to tell which overload the programmer is trying to call. If you encounter this problem, simply create an entirely new method rather than overloading an existing one. As you can see, some errors have appeared in the new overload, so let's fix them now. Remove the lines aesalgorithm.key and aesalgorithm.iv and replace them with aesalgorithm.key equals encoding.utf8.getBytes learn ASP.NET, C# and Visual Studio aesalgorithm.iv equals new byte 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. This code is needed to tell the AES algorithm object which encryption key and initialization vector to use. Now let's use your new overloaded method. Open the code behind file of encryption.aspx. Now remove the line that begins string encrypted string equals encryption library and replace it with string encrypted string equals encryption library dot encryption functions dot encrypt string begin brackets. The IntelliSense menu appears, showing the details of the encryptString method. Notice the black arrows on the left of the IntelliSense menu. This indicates the presence of overloads. Click the up or down arrows to cycle through your overloads. As you can see, the encryptString method is now capable of working with either a single string or with a string, encryption key, and initialization vector. Finish the line of code now with textbox encryption.text. Now let's test your code. View encryption.aspx in your web browser and click Encrypt. The text is successfully encrypted using your method's new overload. Note that you could have accomplished the same thing as you did in this lesson by simply creating a brand new method. It's down to your own judgment whether you prefer to use overloads or new methods. A good rule of thumb is to choose whichever approach will require less code. Close your web browser now and close Visual Studio. You've now completed Lesson 4.6, Overload a Method.